What's up, guys? This is your boy RG Madao, and I got a UU battle today. That's right, with that new UU team, very melon. I don't know why I called it that, but oh well, that's not the point. Anyway, really, I met my opponent on the Smoking Wi-Fi Battle Finder, and he's new to competitive, and he wanted some advice from me, so I decided, you know what, this isn't the best of all games, but I'm gonna upload it anyway. That way I can just tell you what mistakes you made during the game so you can get better, you know, really just to help another person out. Now, the first thing you want to do if you are watching this video is whenever you have a team preview, no matter what you're doing, PO, Pokemon Showdown, or Wi-Fi, whenever you have a team preview, you don't have to write down your opponent's team, but you should take notice of the threats on their team. For instance, on my team, my Victini is a huge threat to your Bronzong, Umbreon, and Roserade. You're going to want to get rid of Victini. Also, at the same time, my Roserade can put your Bronzong to sleep or your Umbreon to sleep, and you don't want that, so you're going to need to assign a designated sleep fodder. So those are really the main two threats on my team. So take note of that, and really next time you're ever in a battle, try to do that. Try to figure out what the threat is. Anyway, let's actually talk about the battle at this point. Now, I expected outspeed since obviously Roserade was sent out first. However, he shocked me by being a fully offensive Gligar and hitting me with the Acrobatics Flying Gem, which, hey, that's fine. Actually, that was a really nice play on your part by not only calling my Roserade lead, because I thought you were going to go out into Bronzong, but also making me feel safe because most Gligars are defensive, and then proving me wrong by having an offensive Gligar and taking out my Roserade right off the bat. That was a good play. It was a heads-up play, and honestly, you did not... you shouldn't have done anything different. Don't listen to the people saying you should change your Gligar into a defensive one, because the truth is, it worked. You already have good physical bulk on your team. You don't need more. Your offensive Gligar works. So anyway, he's gonna stay into Giga Drain my Slowbro, which you know is fine. However, if I were you, I would have went straight for the sleep powder, because Roserade is part poisoned and Slowbro is part psychic. Even though the Giga Drain did do a lot and it was a nice play on your part, the better play would have been the sleep powder, because I could still hit you with that super effective Psy Shock. Now, luckily for me, I am able to Thunder Wave you, and then you go straight for another Giga Drain, which at that point, yes, the Giga Drain would be the better play. However, I send in my Hypno-Charm, which is somewhat of a special defensive wall, but it's not really a wall because of the low HP. It's more offensive that can take special defensive hits. Now I'm going to go for the substitute on the switch, and he's going to send in his Bronzong. The Bronzong is a good check. However, Drain Punch will do neutral damage thanks to its Steel Psychic typing, and it'll do some decent chunk. Not really anything that I'm satisfied with, but then again, I don't expect it to be a 2-shot against a Bronzong. So anyway, he's going to hit me with the Gyro Ball and make my substitute go away, which is smart. You do not want me behind that substitute. You don't want to set up while I'm behind the substitute I'm hitting you. So that was a heads up play. That was good. You're not making any mistakes so far. And he goes for another Gyro Ball. Now that's a mistake. Well, it worked out in your favor, but I don't think you called me to go for the substitute. I think you were just playing safe. Most people in this situation would have probably switched out, in which case you should have went for the Toxic, try to capitalize on the situation. However, once again, it worked out in your favor, so don't really take that one to heart, because it wasn't necessarily a mistake. It was just, see, I try to be one step ahead of my opponent, but if I played it safe, then, you know, Victini, obviously you saw what the Gyro Ball did, it would have been better. But anyway, here's the second mistake. You stayed in on the Victini, who obviously has the V-Crate, and I pretty much am sure you have the Levitate. And now you're going to go for the payback, which is smart. However, don't stay in on that Victini next time. Now, most people will predict the switch, which is why I went for the U-turn. However, it was too early in the game for you to lose your Bronzong, which is the only thing that could really stop my Hypno-Chan. You want to protect the main thing that stops my Hypno-Chan, or really my physical threats on my team, like my Hypno-Chan. Yes, it can't touch Victini all that well with the exception of payback, but Victini can one-shot it. So you do not, I repeat, do not want to stay in on Victini that early on in the game. Maybe later on in the game, but that was a really ballsy play you did. Anyway, right now you're not making any mistakes whatsoever as of now. You really only made one mistake, and that was staying in on that Victini, but that ended up working in your favor anyway. So he's gonna switch out into Blastoise, after he goes for the heal ball. And the heal ball was smart because now the Rose Raid isn't Thunderwave anymore. It can outspeed my slow bro. My slow bro won't be able to hit it for the side shock later on in the road. So that was a heads up play, nice smart play. However, you did give me the substitute. And now, even though you bring in your Blastoise, which is also physically defensive, I can still get it for some nice damage with the Drain Punch. And as you see, since you're running on the switch, it is down to yellow health. And now the Roar was very smart, and I will give you that. That was a good play. However, now you roar me into my slow bro, and you can't touch my slow bro. But then again, I can't touch you, so I'm going to go for the Skull, try to get that burn. Even though once that was smart staying in on there, don't do anything different. That was smart. Then you go for the Roar, knock me out into my Amber Bomb. Now, obviously the fake out's coming. It's the fake out. Amber Palms love. If you don't know this already, Amber Palms love to fake out, U-turn, fake out, return. If they can score the kill, but most of the time it's fake out, U-turn. So if you ever want to throw Amber Palm, remember that. But right now you're really not making any problems. However, you probably should have switched into Bronzong on the U-turn or the fake out. It doesn't matter. They're both resisted, and you would have. Well, U-turn's not resisted, but since it's unstable, it wouldn't have done that much. And plus it's a Bronzong. But you go for the Skull right now, and that was the safe play. And like I said, Amber Palms like to U-turn, they don't will outspeed, so don't go for that Skull, especially when your opponent has a slow bro. Mainly because it's not going to do anything. You probably should have predicted the U-turn going on to Bronzong once again. However, going for the Skull the second time was a smart play, mainly because you don't want to go out into Rose Raid just in case that they go for the side shock, which I actually end up doing. And even though this is a mistake going out. Well, it's not a mistake because I forgot you're no longer Thunderwave, so that was a nice play. And then you go for the spikes. And I don't know if you carry Sleep Powder at this point, but if you did, it would have been smart to go for Sleep Powder. However, at the same time, it was a good play going for the spikes. But then again, I'm going to be able to fake out this Rose Ray, get some nice damage on it, then return it. And I'm pretty sure the return will be able to KO. So once again, that's when you bring in your Bronzong. I don't think that crit mattered, but that's when you need to bring in that Bronzong. Really, just to keep your hazard set up or in your sleep inducer. So anyway, you're gonna send in Darmanitan, and honest to God, I thought you were really good. Like, I thought you were going for safe place, but I thought you were better than you actually are. So I thought you were scarfed and we're gonna go for the U-turn. I want to switch initiative. However, you end up going for the safe play with the superpower. That was not smart. You should have went for the U-turn, like I said, because the slow bro switching is obvious. Although it ended up going into your favor, at the same time, the slow bro switching was completely obvious, and most people would have went out into slow bro. So going for that U-turn would have been the better play. Once again, worked out into your favor. However, once again, U-turn would have been the better play. I'm unlike most people. I like to stay a step ahead. Therefore, it ended up working because I was trying to be a step ahead. However, once again, most people go out into slow bro, so you want to go for that U-turn. And now, because your Umbreon has no attacks, going for Toxic, obviously smart play. However, if you did have an attack, don't go for Toxic next time if you do have an attack on him. But no problem with that. Now I'm going to go for the sub again, and to be honest, we're going for the Wish. Not so smart. You should have went out, try to get that free switch into Bronzong. However, the Wish is fine, but then you make a mistake. You went for the Protect except for switching out to Bronzong. Bronzong walls my Hypno-Chan, and at the health that Bronzong is currently at, off of a switch, Bronzong can get two-shotted. So that you were better off going into Bronzong, giving that Wish over to Bronzong, because Bronzong walls my Hypno-Chan pretty well, and it can knock out my sub with the Gyro Ball, plus scare me off with the Gyro Ball. But see, you switch into Bronzong now on an incoming Drain Punch, which hits for neutral damage and does a decent chunk, which can two-shot at this range. That wasn't smart. You should have wished out into the Bronzong. This is when you should have played it safe, by going out into Bronzong to get the Wish. However, you didn't, but oh well, it's fine. You played it safe for the Umbreon, but you didn't play it safe for what matters. Here's another tip. Sometimes in the battle, don't worry about the Pokemon that's already out there. Sometimes that Pokemon has to go down in order for you to win. Because there are some, like for instance, my Rose Raid, honestly, it wasn't going to do much against your team, so really, I didn't need it. So I let it go. Even though I didn't mean to let it go down, I was fine with it going down. And also, you had no way of knowing I carried Ice Punch, but I do, so you might have wanted to switch out just to like see if I carried Ice Punch. But oh well. And going for the Toxic here, going out to Umbreon, not smart. But then again, it was your last guy, so that's not a big deal. Go for the toxic. Obviously, I have substitute and outspeed, so that isn't going to work out. But anyway, you didn't play bad. You just played it really safe. And in the beginning of the game, that's good to play it safe. But once you see your opponent trying to outthink you, once you see that your opponent has skill, try to outthink him. Now, once again, your safe plays ended up working in your favor against me, but against somebody else who's going to make safe plays as well, it is not going to work. So you're going to need to step up your game and outthink the safe plays in order to really become amazing. But once again, you didn't battle bad. It just so happened that I was able to outthink you on a couple plays, and you made a couple mistakes out there. But anyway, good game, bro. I'm RG Madao. That was a breakdown, and I will see y'all later.